So, Resident Evil: The Final
First of all,
Chapter.
it's nice to see you again. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's nice to see you too. How's it going for you?
Wonderful. Thank you.
So, we've got Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Your character was not in the last film. Things didn't look good for her last we saw her. So, what can you say about when we pick up with Claire in this movie? Where is she at, and how is she?
So she had just been in the helicopter crash and she's found this group of survivors and she started to, kind of get into this world and see some humanity and maybe let her guard down just a little bit and allow herself to really connect with people and maybe, just feel something, which is something that, at the end of the world, she's cut off, there's no space for that. You'll die. You have people coming after you at all times. So you're constantly like living in this adrenaline based world. And so this is a real departure for her. And to kind of see that and allow herself to, dare I say, care for someone in the Resident Evil world. But there's something like that.
Well, yeah, so, she's gone through a lot. All these characters have, obviously. So what is her dynamic like in this film with Alice, both having gone through a lot since they last saw each other?
Well, I think she's shocked and amazed that, Alice is still alive when she sees her and she can't believe that they're ending up together. That being said, one of the things that I've always loved about being part of the Resident Evil franchise is that it is such girl power. Mila, I mean, it's female driven, and you don't see us like catfighting or, stabbing each other in the back. You see us supporting each other and that together we make a more powerful unit. You can always count on Claire to have your back. And that's something that, that loyalty and that dedication to the friendship and, is something that has always been fun for me to play.
Now, last we saw Claire, she was with Chris and Kmart, who don't appear to be in this film, which makes us think not the best. What can you say about those characters, where they might be at, and how that might have affected Claire?
Right. Well, we don't know where they are. And so I think that that's one of the things, like she kind of starts to create this family with this group of people. And then when she sees Alice, and then they go on the hunt to kind of discover her past and figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. And she's down, like whatever Alice needs, she's willing to get up and go for it.
These movies are known, obviously, for big action sequences. Yeah. You've gotten some yourself in this one. Are they throwing some big stuff at you?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we filmed in South Africa. So, that just brings, it's a place of extremes. It's so windy and it's, the lighting is crazy. We shot, in the mountains, in tunnels, in quarries, in swamps. We were like swimming, we like jump off these rocks and we're fully strapped and like swimming through these swamps. It was wild. And so that's something that is like the taxing part of it, but also, I'm used to the last one I did, we filmed on like a soundstage in Toronto. So you have 10 feet where you're running, and like a air conditioned, black box, where here we got to be in nature and do it. And there's no comparison when you get to actually be part of nature and kind of be outside and be part of it.
What can you say about the status in this film of Umbrella Corporation, and how much is it a thing of we have to work together against a common foe versus how the hell can we trust these people?
I think it's definitely, that's the thing. It's like you're band together. And that's something where you see it doesn't work in Claire's favor, but at the same time, the way that I approached it was, she wants to feel something in this world. She's just been pushing forward, trying to survive. And that just to take a beat, really just brought, a different level to the film that I was excited to get a chance to play.
This is the sixth movie in a franchise that began in 2002, which is incredibly impressive. Very few franchises go that long. Yeah. What do you think is the secret to Resident Evil's success?
I mean, there's a couple things I heard on my way here that I didn't even know. That this is, the top grossing video game film franchise ever. So that I think is amazing. And they've, grossed over $1 billion. And that's just, it's really a testament to Mila and Paul. They came in, they honored Resident Evil, the video game. They honored the fans and keep giving them what they want and keeping true to what the story is, which is like, kick-ass, badass, women, end of the world, gory, zombie, fun. And at the same time, just giving, reinventing it enough that you're getting something new, but still holding core to like, the heart of Resident Evil.
So it's called The Final Chapter. How much do you think it really is the final chapter? Does it feel like an ending at the very end?
It definitely feels like an ending, and I think that they wrap up a lot of storylines going into the Umbrella Corp and explaining that. When I read it and like Claire keeps on going, I'm like, it's just been, fun to have that experience and to do 3 movies with Paul and Mila over the last 10 years. I had just met my husband when I did the first one, and then I've had 2 children, and for us to kind of connect during different times of our life, we also can kind of bring that into the films because there's just a relationship that we have, a second hand that I feel with Mila, that is just something you can feel. Because it's not really a spoken film; it's a feeling film, and so that's something that I think brings something to it.
So if there was some chance that they could do another one after this, would you be up for it?
I mean, we have put it all in that this is the final one. I actually haven't even seen it yet. But what I felt was that this was the rawest and the grittiest of them all. And for me, that's something I'm personally more attracted to when I see these movies. I don't like as much of the special effects world. I like things that are broken down more to like raw emotion and grittiness and darkness. So, if it stays in this direction and they want me back, I'd always be excited to come back and play Claire.
And lastly, let me quickly ask you about pitch. It's been so well received. Is it great for you to see, you work hard on this show and then to see that people are really reacting to it?
So I work in a medium where so many people, factor into the end result. And, it starts with a script. It starts right there. And Dan Fogelman is just a really gifted writer coming from Crazy Stupid Love and Tangled, and that world. And so when I read it, I first, it was kind of pitched to me and I was like, it could be a little hokey. And then I read it and I was just so moved by her story. And I've always been drawn to playing characters that, break down the barriers in the way of not trying to, put a woman or anybody in a box. You should be able to be whatever you want in this world. And that's something, I guess, an overall theme that you can see with me in the roles that I've done in my life. So to be able to get behind this when we might have the first female president, when we're talking about pay inequality for the exact same job, the show is topical and it's like, we're trying to break that glass ceiling. So part of the fun is being on a drama where the writing's wonderful. And part of it is that I'm excited to be in the show that is, really inspiring people.
Well, thank you so much. Look
Thank
forward to
you.
the movie.
Thanks
Yeah.
so